Hi everybody! Today's Inkvent ink is Blizzard. This is an ice blue with shimmer. And you see here we have silver shimmer particles. The ink chromatography. You can see here that we have a very light gray. Then we have a rose color, a yellow and a turquoise, which is more on the blue side. Here's the ink on the Rhodian notepad. I've written this with the Beno talisman. Here you can see maybe a little bit of the silver shimmer. This was a relatively dry ink and shimmer ink from Diamine, but it was still pleasant in the pen. Here the water resistance. You see here that a light gray stays behind on the page, but because it is a light gray, it will be very hard to restore what you have written. Because when you look here, the W, the A, or maybe the E and the R, yes, you can see still the letters. But I think that when you have a whole page which you have to restore, this could be tricky or maybe hard, because it is such a light gray that stays behind. Now the ink, when it is still wet, you see here this wonderful nice bluish gray, or blue-green, I have to say, blue-green gray ink. I had no bleed through, no feathering on the papers, on the Rhodian and on the Oxford. But as I've said, it is a drier ink for a shimmer ink. So it was still okay, but not as pleasant as the other shimmer inks. Here you see the ink on the Rhodian Gold Book, the cream colored paper. You can see it is a very nice ink. You have here also some shading, and this ink is dark enough so that you can read it without any problems. Here you see a little bit of the silver sheen on the page. Here you see the ink on the whole page. And here we have it on the Oxford optic paper. Also here it looks very nice. So here you can see the shading that the ink also has. Here you see the shimmer. A really very nice ink. Now we will come to the comparison. Here is the swatch card. Or first I will show you the card with the shimmer. And you see here the other shimmer card from the Inkvent, from the red Inkvent from 2021. See here that Sub-Zero is much more blue. And then the ink that we had some days ago, Glacier, with the Star Bright shimmer particles. See here that Star Bright is much more blue in tone. And with Blizzard, I was not sure if I should call it blue-green with gray, or if it is a gray with blue-green, because when I compared it to gray inks, it was clearly more a bluish green, and with the blues it was more like a gray. So it's a little bit hard to compare. No, I think don't have any shimmer inks, so I will turn the swatch card so that you can see it without the shimmer particles. We have here Misty Blue, which is way more blue and darker in tone than the Early Dusk. Is also more blue. Prussian Blue is more gray. Celadon Cat is more gray and more green and also lighter in tone. Indigo is more blue in tone. Odinil is darker in tone and more blue. Teal is way more darker and more green. Chopper from the music set is more gray. Then Herbe Bleu Nuit is also more blue. Wrangle Lost is more blue and lighter in tone. Hisoko von Kyonoto is more green in tone. Glacier from Dominant Industry is more blue. Colorverse Rainy Day is also more blue in tone. Sasa from Shikiori is more blue, and Shitu Shitu is more green. From Sailor Yurimako, Itezora is more gray-green. The Ink Studio number 224 is more purple. The 162 is more green. Sailor Manyo Ayame is more gray in tone. Inoki is more purple in tone. Haha is more blue in tone and is lighter. Pilot Tsukiyo is darker in tone and more blue. Shinkai is also darker and more blue. And Troublemaker C-Class is more green. Abalone is more blue. Petrichor is more green. Robert Oster Silent Night is more purple. Miami is more blue, as well as Best Straight. Muddy Swamp is more gray. Chicago is also more gray. Sydney Darling Harbor is darker and more green in tone. Schneider Bermuda Blue is more green. Pelikan Edelstein Aquamarine is also more green in tone and is a little bit more darker. Tanzanite is darker in tone and has more blue in it. Diatramenti Celadon is more green. Lamy Blue Black is more blue in tone, as well as Benitoid. Then I have here Pelikan 4001 Blau, Schwarz or Blue Black, which is more blue in tone and more gray. And then I have Graf von Faber-Castell Deep Sea Green. This is more of a greenish and yellow tint in it. And then I have two inks that are similar. And this would be Muddy Water, but Muddy Water from Robert Oster is a bit more darker in tone and has more blue in it. And here you have a Word Degree from Herbe, which is also a bit more darker in tone and has more green in it. So here's the price comparison. See here, Apple Boom has the Herbe for $3.72 for the 10 milliliter ink, and the 30 are $7.88. And the Robert Oster Muddy Water, which is a bit more darker and more blue in tone, you can get at Stile at $16.50, or maybe also at Apple Boom for $16.37. But when I recorded this video, this ink was not in the web shop from Apple Boom. So this was today's ink. I wish you a wonderful day. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.